Kyiv celebrated Bastille Day along with her friends in France by looking back at some of the important connections between the two European countries. The Golden Gate was the first stop on the French route in Kyiv. In the spring of 1049, a delegation of France entered the city to ask for the hand of Yaroslav the Wise's daughter for their king, Henry I. This was the first official visit of European diplomats to medieval Kievan Rus. It is interesting that a member of the delegation was Bishop Gautier Savier. If you translate, Gautier the All-Knowing. This is interesting, yes, as it turns out that the All-Knowing One had come with an important mission, to ask for the hand of the daughter of the Wise One. Below, on Volodymyrska Street, there is the Opera House. Sarah Bernard has played there. Kyiv students presented her with a silver laurel wreath as gratitude for cheap tickets. These walls also remember the genius of famous Ukrainian ballet dancer Serge Lefar. He received his Golden Shoe, a kind of ballet Oscar, from Charles de Gaulle himself. Now it is an exhibit in the Museum of Kyiv. Serge Lefar was the same for France as Marius Petipa for the Russian ballet a century earlier. But Lefar never had French citizenship, although he was offered it. He always had Kyiv in his heart and said that even the most beautiful Paris cannot exceed for me, a Kyiv man, the image of the mighty and majestic Dnieper. The current theater of Russian language drama was the first stationary circus in Kyiv. Its construction was commissioned by Frenchman Auguste Bourgeonnier in 1875. The idea failed and the circus was rebuilt into a theater. Here, for the first time, the people of Kyiv met with the cinema. And in 1913, the famous French comedian Max Linder, who taught Ukrainians to dance tango, toured the capital. There was Max Linder's brilliant tour, and the main plot of his performances was the sketch Love and Tango. The influence of France and Kyiv can be recognized in famous fountains. One of them is near the Golden Gate. Its prototype is located in the Parisian quarter of Marais. The upper bowl is decorated with mascarons. These molded masks are copies of the master's face, who led the creation of the miracle. At the end of the 19th century, 6 fountains of amazing shape appeared in Kyiv. Now we can see only one of them. These fountains were created by the architect of German origin Alexander Schilly, but they were cast at the Alexei Theremin engineering plant. This engineer has deep French roots. Old fountains have their own fans. Olga does not get tired of painting them in any weather. She admits that they fascinate her. I used to paint from life very much in different states. I like to stand in the rain and in the cold, almost 20 degrees below zero. I was very interested. I studied everything. Then I realized that I am not able to paint directly from life at all. I just come, look for a while, and then I come back to the workshop and paint it from memory. You can dream about Paris in cozy French restaurants, located in quiet corners of the Ukrainian capital. On the way from one to another during a special tour, we learned a lot of amazing things about the connections of our countries, so far away from each other, but still so close.